Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, good people? Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Happy Tenacious and excuse me. Happy Tenacious and Truthful Tuesday. It's your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston, back again with another episode of SRDaily. Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, episode 490. It is election day here in New York. It is election day all over. General election. This is when mayors are being elected. This is a lot going on today, all over the place. And we're here to bring you a great show, man. Life is, I say it all the time, life is a beautiful journey, man. There's ups, there's downs, there's curveballs. But as long as we live, right? As long as we live, we get better, we improve, we get stronger, we get wiser, we get sharper. We become more intelligent, we become more resilient, we become more compassionate. As long as we live, not just exist, because to live is to engage in life, is to assess yourself, is to analyze yourself, is to observe the world around you, is to observe your own self and how you respond to the world around you, is to be in a constant state of evolution, to be in a constant state of self-improvement. That is results from self-reflection, self-introspection. And if you know me, I am always in introspection. I am always observing myself. I am always assessing myself, my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts, my behaviors, my responses, my triggers, right? Always in a state of growth, always in a state of like just refinement. And today I feel better, man. And again, I feel better not because some situations improved. Actually, after the show last night, I was made aware of some other things that absolutely freaking infuriated me last night. I was I gave myself a headache last night. It was crazy. I had to call my sisters. Both of my sisters, had to call them nonstop, right? One finally got back to me or answered the phone. The other one text back. She was napping. We spoke this morning. But again, the beauty. I also was in touch with my little brother yesterday. I told you guys I didn't know where he was. He texted me out of the blue yesterday. Texted me, new number, got a job, right? Yeah, man. It wasn't a long communication. It wasn't a lot exchange, but it was like, oh snap, this is my little brother, right? And he communicated with me. He reached out. I've been concerned. I've shared with you guys. I had no idea where he was. Nobody had seen him for a couple of months. Nobody in family, at least that I know, not my mother, not my cousins, not my uncles, not my nephews. Nobody knew where he was. Nobody had seen him. They knew, oh, he hung out in this area, but nobody had seen him or heard from him in months. But he texted me yesterday, right? So in spite, like challenges, right? New challenges arose yesterday. New freaking challenges, right? Big or small, I don't know, man. The challenges arose yesterday, but at the same time, communication with my brother happened yesterday. So like my life is a real balance of like beauty and challenges that lead to more beauty, right? So I'm grateful. I feel rejuvenated today. I feel revitalized today. I feel refreshed. I feel that I can do anything, right? I feel that anything and everything is possible once again. And I always feel like that, even when I'm low, even when I feel low. It's not that I feel like anything is impossible. I just sometimes feel that things are a little tougher, right? But I know that it's possible for breakthrough. I know that like it's all possible, right? I still hold the desire that I would love to have a very healthy family relationship with my ex-wife and her husband, right? And our children, the children that my ex-wife and I have and are raising, and their children together. I really pray and hope, and I put out there that we are going to, as soon as possible, right, very soon, have a beautiful, harmonious relationship where their children can come stay with me, right? Like their children could come stay with me and my fiance. Like, come bring the babies, man. It's love, it's love, it's love. Let's travel together. Let's build together. Let's support each other because we are humans. And even more than that, we Black and we need each other, right? So that is the energy I'm moving with today. That is the energy I am going to pray for the strength to move with every day, even when things get difficult, to remember the ultimate goal, to remember the ultimate focus is to create this united family front, right? Because like we need each other, dogs, and that's real. So yeah, happy Tuesday, happy election day. Ton Dizzle, what's going on, big sis? Red Razor, what's going on, my brother? Dr. Jim, Goatman Diesel, what's going on, my brother? Mona Love, baby girl, what's going on? Sefu Senko for my big brother, what's going on? Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. You were tuned into episode 490 of SR Daily 490. We are just 10 episodes away from our next milestone, episode 500. Episode 500 will be live in Queensbridge at the Community Center Tuesday, November 18th, 2 weeks from today, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The RSVP link is going out today. We're going to confirm some interviews today by the end of the week. And we're going to start pushing this thing, man, because we got 50 seats. We got 50 seats. I would love to have you guys there. Join me, episode 500. It is an absolute milestone. A lot of people never reach 500 episodes. When you think 500 episodes, you're thinking like big talk shows, right? Like people who are like have whole teams and can hold them accountable and could draft scripts. And we doing this solo, right? With the help of Divine Spirit, of course. But listen, man, let's get the show started. We're going to start with our first segment of the day. I got some things I want to get into today. Today's first segment, episode 490, Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, is a quote of the day. Today's quote, 5 words, 5 beautiful, powerful words that can change anything, change everything. Happy thoughts make happy molecules. That's the quote of the day. Happy thoughts make happy molecules. That is from Deepak Chopra, medical doctor. If you don't know who Deepak Chopra is, please look him up. He is one of the first, if not the first, probably not the first, but one of the first doctors, medical doctors from the East, from India, that came to America, I believe, in the 70s, right? I think, 40 years ago, I think in the 70s, and brought Ayurvedic medicine, understanding the connection between mind and body, was really working to get people off of prescription medication, helping people remember that your mind has extreme power over your body, and from your thoughts alone, you can heal yourself. Right, your thoughts alone, exercise, sunlight, you can heal yourself with nature's remedy. This quote, happy thoughts make happy molecules. I read this in a book this morning, the book that I'm reading every day, one essay a day. Wisdom of the Ages, 60 Days to Enlightenment, Wayne Dyer. Now, I've heard this before, and I've known it to be true for well over a decade, right? But it's fascinating, really, because there is a very, very, very distinct connection between the mind and the body, one that I don't think is talked about enough here in the West, especially, right? This means mind-body connection, right? This means that a person's mental state, specifically their thoughts and emotions, has a tangible physiological impact on their physical health and well-being. Understand this quote, happy thoughts make happy molecules, means that a person's mental state, specifically their thoughts and their emotions, right? Emotions, not feelings, emotions, has a tangible physiological impact on their physical health and well-being. Now, I know this to be true on a personal level. If you know me, you know I've been through some physical things, right? From being shot, told that, it would take 6 to 9 months to walk, 12 months or more to actually run again. I was walking in like 3 months. I was running in like 5-6 months, playing basketball again. I got shot June it was still nice outside. By like November, I was playing basketball again, not fully, but I was playing basketball with my cousin in 48 Park in South Jamaica, right? Herniated disc, 2 herniated discs, lower back, walking sideways, right? 2007 to 2010. Walking sideways, excruciating back pain, where my nephews, never forget, cried, having to take me to the hospital. Doctor said I needed surgery, but I did not get surgery. And even though, like, I've pulled muscles since then, right? Like, I've pulled muscles and I've had back pain, but even in back pain that I experienced last year, I was still able to, like, walk around, still able to get up and move. It just was tough. I wasn't able to take the strides that I wanted to take, but I wasn't also walking sideways like I was those 3 years, right? And if you was around, you remember. Excruciating back pain. How did I heal myself? How did I alleviate this back pain? Yes, massage therapy. Yes, hot tub therapy. But it was mine. It was mindset, right? My mind is my greatest tool. My mind is my greatest asset. My mind is extremely powerful. And I always think and believe that I can do anything and everything. So now before we move forward, talk a little bit more about this connection, right? This mind-body connection. So this philosophy, right? This philosophy that happy thoughts create happy molecules. There's some aspects to this philosophy. Biochemistry of emotion. Positive thoughts and emotions trigger the release of beneficial neurotransmitters and hormones in the brain, such as endorphins and oxytocin, which promote feeling of well-being and relaxation. Conversely, negative emotions and chronic stress can release hormones like cortisol, which can have detrimental, catastrophic impact on the body over time. And we know that across the world, specifically for Black people, stress is the greatest killer. Stress exacerbates whatever other issue is going on, right? Consciousness as primary. Chopra posits that consciousness is primary and creates physical reality rather than the other way around, where your physical reality creates your consciousness. No, it's your consciousness, what you are conscious of, right? Like how you see yourself, how you view yourself in this cosmic atmosphere, right? In this view, we are not physical machines that learn to think, but rather thoughts and consciousness that learn to create a physical machine. We are like plasma. We are infinite thoughts in the universe, right? Like that created a body, not the other way around. So cellular level impact. The influence of thoughts extends to the cellular and even genetic level. You can change your genes by how you think. Genetic modification, GMO. Like this is so powerful. So Chopra suggests that our lifestyle choices and mental input can positively or negatively affect gene expression and cellular function, contributing to health or disease. Listen, when I remember going to physical therapy, right, for my herniated disc, and I had strength in my legs, right? Although foot drop, strength in my foot, I can feel. And the doctors were literally perplexed. I remember in Long Island, Nassau Medical, they called in other doctors because based on the alignment of my spine, it was like an S. I should not have the strength in my legs. I was able to push back. My reflexes were still great, right? Like they were perplexed. And like I knew that it was my mindset. I knew that it was me literally talking to myself. Yo, you are stronger than whatever happened to you, right? You can reverse whatever is happening to you, right? So like cellular level impact, your cells. And then when you start feeding your cells healthy food, start giving them oxygen, right? Because that's a lot of times what happens is the cells just don't have enough oxygen and moisture, liquid to really move around and operate at an optimal level, right? So mind-body unity. The mind and body are not separate entities, but a seamless flow of consciousness and biology. What happens in the mind happens in the body and vice versa. This integrated system of intelligence and information means the body is a printout of our consistent thoughts. Your thoughts create. Yo, this shit is real, dogs. Personal choice and control. A significant portion of our happiness and health comes down to personal choice and voluntary action, such as practicing meditation, being aware of our thoughts, and engaging in fulfilling activities. By consciously choosing positive thinking patterns, individuals can influence their body's chemistry and promote better health. Yo, Logan Hefferman, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, Champ 1711. Yo, Denny, what's going on? My sister all the way in Indonesia. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. Let's move right along, family. Listen, there's a lot we could talk about there. We're going to do a whole segment on that. As I'm in this brain science stuff, it's gonna get deep, right? I hope you guys really join my YouTube, Queensbridge Studios, because we're gonna be going there, doing a lot of long discussions, a lot of we're gonna be building. But let's move right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment, National News of the Day. We got some good news I want to share. Farmers in California saved 20 children from a bus that had caught fire long before the fire department arrived. This is, of course, from Good News Network. Let's read in Good News Network and let's talk about this, man. Heroism. 2 California farmers were honored recently for being the first ones to help save over 20 students aboard a school bus that caught fire. Long before the Madera County Fire Department arrived on scene, Andrew Zarco and Carlos Pereira were there, and in fact, the pair noticed the smoke billowing from the back of the bus even before the driver. They quickly alerted the driver and helped evacuate all the students on board before hightailing it to a safe distance as the school bus began to burn. At a meeting of the Madera County Board of Supervisors, the men were proclaimed as heroes of the community who acted to the very highest standards. We were just making sure the kids were far away enough so they wouldn't get hurt, Zarco said. The bus caught fire right away, probably within 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It all happened so fast. California Fire Division Chief Larry Pendarvis says simply that buses can be replaced, but lives cannot. We can't thank you enough for assisting prior to our resources arriving, he said live on ABC 30 Action News. Pereira said he believes the good Lord had put them at that intersection that morning to save those kids, and that seeing his daughter among the onlookers at the board meeting when he was honored by their community was one of the best feelings he could imagine. It's powerful, man. It's magical, right? You gotta love stories like this, man, because if those farmers aren't there, we don't know what could happen. The worst things could have possibly happened, right? But give thanks for those farmers. Give thanks for our farmers. Give thanks for all of our heroes who act in small and big ways every single day, right? As I mentioned the other day, you don't only have to save children from a burning bus to be considered a hero. You can simply act on that God nature inside of you to just transform your own life, to just move forward in a positive light in your neighborhood, in your family. All right. But shout out to those heroes who do that extra things that most people be like, I ain't doing that. Right? Like if God wanted the bus to burn, no, go save the babies. Right? Like, it's okay, man. It's okay sometimes to risk your freaking life for somebody else. It's okay. Right? We're always willing to die for somebody until it's time to really die for somebody, right? And then we don't want to live for people. Listen, man, we're going to go real deep. But let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment, our tip of the day. So remember that today is election day. Eddie Kruger, what's going on, my brother? Today is election day. Please remember, as you vote, that your decisions impact others. Our decisions impact each other. They absolutely do. None of us exist on an island. None of us are isolated, even if it may at times feel like it. Who you vote for impacts your family members and your neighbors, not just today, but tomorrow. So I do fully understand, that people are often at different levels of consciousness. I get that. And there are absolutely, right, there are indeed circumstances and instances where one person, a small group of people, may have to make a decision or decisions that the rest may not agree with. I get that fully. And so it becomes a paradox, right? Sometimes one must go against the grain. Sometimes we have to go against the grain. We have to go against what's common, because what's common a lot of times got us in a position where you may be unhappy and things may not be going well, right? So there are times when one has to go against the grain, where one must do what's unpopular. But those decisions should always be made with other people's best interests at heart, as opposed to simply because of how things would benefit you and or only your people, right? So like me, as who I am, Sugar Ray, world healer, I cannot make a decision that will solely benefit Black people or people in Queensbridge if I know consciously that the decision will have a negative impact on my Mexican brothers and sisters, right? My Colombian brothers and sisters, my Indian brothers and sisters who maybe live a few communities down. I can't do that. Some people do. Hey, right? This is why we're always gonna be debating, and this is why it's always gonna be some challenges, because like everybody's gonna think differently about it. Well, I gotta think about me, and it's like, yes, you do, but at the expense of others, at the expense of the pain of others. Understanding what our late great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King told us years ago, decades ago, that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So you make a decision today that benefits your people and puts other people at risk. Eventually, your people are going to be at risk too. So let's think of all of us. Let's think of all of us collectively. So as you vote today, as you vote wherever you are, whoever you vote for, please, please, please understand, overstand that your vote, your decisions impact other people. It is not just about you. It is not just about your economic class. It is not just about your race. It is not just about your culture. It is not just about your religion. It is not just about your neighborhood. It is not just about your block. It is not just about your family. No. Some people want to argue that. I get it. Right? So you're going to say destiny, dynasty, family. I get it, dogs. But all dynasties crumble eventually. Right? So and this is tough. It's tough because we are conditioned to be hyper individualistic. We are conditioned, especially here in America, here in the West, to be hyper individualistic, to only think about self, to be all that you can be. Yes, strive you individually to be your best, but understand that you are not an individual. You are yes an individual, but you are also a link in the chain. You're a family, right? Other families, right? We share this space. We share this planet. The decisions you make impact, again, not just us today, but our children who are going to come in 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, 150 years. Things that are put into place today, things that happen to the earth today is going to impact people in 100 years, in 500 years. Please understand that. because we are being impacted by decisions that happened 100 years ago. 100 years ago was not that long ago, right? You think today is 2025, 1925. It's a long time ago, but it's really not. My grandfather was born in 1921. Not that long ago. My father was born in 1929. Not that long ago. And no, not my grandfather's son, right? Like it's 8 years apart. No, he didn't have a child at 8. My mother's father was born in 1921. My father was born in 1929. Crazy shit. It's real life though, dog. That's my story, right? 100 years ago, not that long ago. We are still impacted today by decisions that were made then. So be mindful of that. And let's move right along to our fourth and final segment of the day. Sefu said, vote on the referendums and proposals. Yes, vote no on 2 through 5. Sefu said, we are interdependent. Absolutely, we are interdependent. We are not independent. We are interdependent. We are codependent. Right, we are interconnected. Let's move right along to the fourth and final segment. Speaking of interdependence and interconnectedness, the build of the day is the Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion effect is a cognitive bias, or rather, is a psychological phenomenon where higher expectations lead to an improvement in performance. Right, higher expectations of others lead to an improvement in performance, acting as a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, how you think about other people, right, impacts them. Right, how you think about other people, what you think about other people, what you think about their talents, their skills, their potential, their possibilities impacts them. So this concept, popularized by psychologist Robert Rosenthal, demonstrates that a person's beliefs about another's potential can influence their behavior, leading the other person to perform better. You guys ever heard, if you're a coach, if you're a parent, you set high expectations, your child, your students, your players, your team ends up rising to the expectations. Rising when you expect greatness, right? When you expect greatness and you speak as if you expect greatness and you act as if you expect greatness from the people around you, they rise up to the occasion, right? They rise up to the occasion. So expectations from teachers, from managers, from peers significantly shape outcomes. Now, this is beautiful, but the opposite is also true. The opposite of the Pygmalion effect is the Golem effect, where low expectations from a person in authority lead to lower performance from a subordinate, creating another self-fulfilling prophecy. So not only do your thoughts impact your own life, but your thoughts about others, both positive and negative, impacts their lives as well. So now think about it. This makes so much sense when you understand that we as humans operate on a wavelength, that our thoughts literally connect us to others by frequency and vibration. Now, I personally can be better at this. So one thing I would say, right? I told you guys I haven't spoken to my brother in I don't know how long, months, right? I had no idea where he was, right? Looking for him, right? Praying for him, sending positive thoughts out. He reached out to me yesterday with love, not any crazy energy. Reached out to me, let me know what he was doing, let me know he got a gig, right? So I like to think that my positive thoughts about my brother, right, contributed positively to his life. Again, I can be better at this because I also don't always think so positive or so highly, or I don't always think that other people's potential, that they can reach their potential, right? I think, oh, this is how they're always going to be based on how they've been, right? It's frustration, right? It's my own conditioning, right? Sometimes my own lack of faith. I can be better at that, right? I can be better at that. I can be better at that related to my mother, in relationship to my ex-wife, to her husband. I can think more positively about them and about like our connections, and I can send them more thoughts. And this speaks to the phrase, which we're going to talk about tomorrow even more. Prayer works. Prayer absolutely works. Yo, Anthony Knowles, what's going on, big brother? Peace and love. NJP, what's going on? Prayer works. Prayer works. Prayer with faith works. If you think positively about someone, send them good energy, send them good vibes with faith, with true faith and conviction. Maybe not immediately, but eventually, what you pray for, what you desire will come into fruition. It will manifest itself. Hey, yo, Ma, what up? Take a picture. Take a picture. Standing there being cute. Right? Hey, oh my bad, y'all. You got this cutie over here. Got this cutie over here. This cutie over here. Over there. All right. But listen, all jokes aside, right? Pygmalion effect, man. Psychological phenomena, higher expectations. Think highly of the people you love, right? Even if they're not currently showing, they're not living in their potential, right? They are living in a way, they're behaving in a way, they're acting in a way that is opposite of what you want for them. You can't control them, you can't force them, but what you can do is always like pray incessantly, pray without ceasing. Pray without ceasing. And this is where fasting comes into play. Fast and pray, pray and fast. Think highly of your people, your children, right? Your parents, your spouses, right? Your partners, your friends, your siblings, your nephews, your nieces, your uncles, your aunts, your ex-partners, strangers, your co-workers, your bosses, your politicians. Think highly of them. Be realistic and right, like address if things are happening, corruption is going on, address it. Right? Don't just willfully be like, oh no, we're gonna no. But keep a positive thought. You can address what's real while still thinking positive. Right? You can address what's real while still thinking positive. You can. You can address the corruption, you can address the violence, you can address all of the issues while still having a positive mindset that things are going to work out for the greater good, that this person is going to, in some capacity, right, contribute to the greater good of society, to the greater good of your family, to the greater good of your community. Right? You can. Prayer changes things. People do change. Listen, my sister, my big sister, Bunny, to transition, her birthday was 2 days ago. 3 days. Whoa, today's the 4th. 3 days ago, November 1st, Bunny's birthday. Bunny was on drugs for a long time. Bunny sold drugs for a long time. Bunny was in and out of prison. Bunny was in and out of drug houses, crack houses, where my father had to go get her, carry her out of the crack house. People said Bunny would never change. I told you guys Bunny's last bid, where she came to the funeral shackled of our big sister Reese in 1998, April 98. Her son, my nephew, was also incarcerated. He came also to that same funeral, shackled, chains on his hands, on his wrists, and his feet. Had to sit across from his mother. Could not touch nor hug his mother. She could not touch nor hug her son. Bunny got out of jail. Bunny did not go back to jail. Bunny never drank alcohol. Bunny never used drugs again after that. Bunny was the one always giving money. This is how when you knew Bunny really made a change, because she was asking for $20 for gas money. Bunny would call and ask for $20 for gas money. That's when you knew Bunny changed. Because Bunny was never that type to call for $20. What? Bunny will steal some shit before she asks for $20 for gas money. She'll steal a gas somehow, some way, right? But she called, can I get you got $20 for, I need some gas money. I need to go to work. Right? Bunny was going to work the last 16 years of her life, from 98. From 99, she came out of prison. From 99 to 2016, when she transitioned, she lived a clean life. She worked at facilities, and this is why one of my desires, right? Because we spoke about this. She worked at, she was a KSAC and all the others. She had all the other freaking certifications to do substance abuse counseling. Specifically for Bunny was bisexual, right? Bunny was she had a son. She was married, before, and she also was into women. So we spoke about serving people in her community, right? LGBTQ, right? On drugs, specifically drug addiction, drug and alcohol, substance abuse, right? And so I still intend to bring that into fruition. Bunny's house. I'm still going to make that happen. A facility that serves people, LGBTQ folks who are addicted to substances, have substance addiction issues. I'm still going to make that happen, because that was her dream. That's what she was working towards. And we spoke about it because I was so proud of her. And then she was so proud of me for transforming my life. Bunny came and bailed me out one time in prison, right? Bunny was my freaking girl, man, right? Think highly of people. Think highly of people. My aunt always believed, right? Some other people maybe didn't, but my aunt always believed that Bunny going to change. She can get it together. My aunt always believed that my brother, no matter how much drugs he did, no matter how many years, he did 26 years in prison. She always believed that he will come home and that he would change his life. And he came home and changed his life. And he lived 2 years before he died. In 2018, he came home in 2016, lived 2 years before he died. So think highly of people, family. Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion effect, right? Think highly of people, expect greatness of people, expect excellence of people, and give them the opportunity to rise to the occasion. And with that, guys, that is our show. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy belated birthday, Bunny. Thank you so much. Peace and love. Peace and love, y'all. My brother, Willie Will. I live by prayer and meditation. I am impacted by my 92-year-old grandmother's third grade education. Powerful, said Fu said PG-13. No, brother, this is rated motherfucking SR, you heard? But yo, listen, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do join us tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. Peace and love. See you guys tomorrow.